And our kids already.
Flavia Cherry has issued a challenge to parents and guardians in St. Lucia. The St. Lucia representative for the Caribbean Association for Feminist Research and Action, CAFRA, says these individuals need to pay attention to what their children and wards are listening to and watching. The call comes the very day a government-assembled ad hoc committee met to decide if a work permit should be granted to Jamaican DJ Vybz Kartel and his Portmore crew. Cherry says the artist should not be allowed to perform here.
Is this performance going to enhance? And even if it's not going to enhance, is it going to be negative? And you have to consider the negative implications. And is it worth it? So I think the government needs to seriously look at that in a very holistic way and take the decision that is in the best interest of the country. And I think the best decision is that he not be allowed to perform.
The Division of Gender Relations, meanwhile, has called for censorship laws to guard against potential visits from artists like Vybz Kartel. Charms Gasper says it is because these types of laws are not in place or are not being enforced, there is a potential for artists like the Jamaican DJ to be allowed to perform here. She says the government, in denying a work permit to the promoters of the Kartel show, should also look into censoring his brand of music on the airwaves.
We have young people getting desensitized about certain things, and then we want to be very judgmental when they get caught up in the things that they don't really understand, but at the same time we see it as harmless when it is offered to us by, popular entertainers. So, we need to be concerned, we need to be more discerning, and we ought not to just let ourselves be opened to all kinds of influences.
Press Secretary Danley LeBon is a member of the ad hoc committee that will aid the minister in deciding if Kartel should get a work permit. He says the matter is under consideration despite a lack of public outcry. In Barbados, St. Vincent and Grenada, for example, where the artist has already been banned, public protest was the main reason why that decision was taken by the respective governments. Cherry says ignorance of the artist and what he represents is more than likely the cause of the lack of protest from locals.
Maybe the churches and some of the other sectors of society have not commented because not a lot of people even know about Vybz Kartel, what it's about. Not a lot of people have actually seen on the internet what he promotes in terms of his view of women. And so I would encourage people to go on the internet and see for yourselves, read about Vybz Kartel and see, is that the kind of artist you want to promote music in St. Lucia? Aren't our kids already influenced negatively in different ways? Do we want to strengthen that negative influence or not?
Last year, when Kartel was advertised for a show here by the same promoter, he was a no-show. He is scheduled to perform here in May at an event that is being heavily promoted by the promoter whose radio station has most of his songs on heavy rotation. Carmi Joseph, HTS News, Channel 4.